Casa Familiar is a non-profit community organization that believes the power of individuals to become their own agents of change can transform the future of San Diego's border region. Casa Familiar got its start as a health and social services provider and continues to be committed to the provision of health services, translation services, immigration and naturalization advocacy and assistance, housing, counseling, employment services, financial education, and other emergency services. Our food bank distribution alone serves an average of 1,500 people on a monthly basis. Casa Familiar is a widely recognized authority when it comes to understanding the unique challenges faced by border communities. We respond to what is known to be a multidimensional concern with an appropriately holistic approach, with over 50 programs spanning across the areas of human services, community development, recreation services, technology, education, and arts and culture. Casa Familiar offers its programs out of 6 facilities: the administration offices located at the Villanueva Service Center, the Social Services Center, our Technology and Community Center, the Civic and Recreation Center, the Front Community Development and Arts Complex, and our upcoming art space, El Salón. In 2007, Casa Familiar partnered with the Orange County developer Steadfast Properties to purchase and rehab the 398-unit community known as the Villanueva Apartments. Today, the remodeled Villanueva Community Service Center is home to the administrative offices of Casa Familiar, which serve as the center of operations for the agency's activities.
The internet is something many of us take for granted, but it's considered a luxury for some families in San Ysidro. KPBS reporter Anna Tintaklis tells us about a new project bridging the digital divide in the border city.
Congratulations, San Ysidro, for becoming a 21st century community.
2 housing projects with roughly 900 families are now equipped with free broadband access in San Ysidro. Casa Familiar, San Diego County's Office of Education, and One Economy helped bring the free connection into homes. Isabela Cepeda says her family has never had internet access.
Teníamos la computadora, pero no teníamos para pagar.
Cepeda says her family has a computer at home but doesn't have money to pay for internet service. Now, when her son has homework, he can do it at home instead of waiting in line for a computer at the library.
This summer, Casa Familiar will also be inaugurating its teen center next to the Villanueva Service Center. It will host a Young Leaders program, which services nearly 500 youth in leadership development, civic engagement, and continuing on to higher education. Many of the young leaders have become recipients of the Jack Walsh Renaissance Scholarship, also managed by Casa Familiar. The Teen Center will also host Casa Azteca, a unique collaboration between the San Ysidro School District, the Sweetwater School District, and San Diego State University, whose purpose is to provide support and services to San Ysidro SDSU students in hopes of increasing academic success and growing higher graduation rates. The Civic and Recreation Center offers an array of recreational and artistic activities, but perhaps it is best known as a direct and central point of connection to the community, where many of our epic festivals, fairs, forums, and events have taken place. The Front, a collaborative of arts, culture, design, and urbanism, features a newly redesigned art gallery space, as well as the offices of Casa Familiar's Community Development Department. At the core of the Community Development Department's vision is the ability to provide real property development and new housing projects that challenge the typical affordable housing development approaches by integrating smart design as well as environmentally conscious drive.
Casa Familiar has evolved from social service provider into alternative developer of affordable housing. Casa Familiar acquired a parcel with an old church. The parcel is subdivided into smaller slivers, anticipating a finer pixelation of property and circulation. The church is retrofitted into an incubator of cultural production where Casa Familiar will generate new categories of socio-economic programming. Open frames are equipped with electricity, collective kitchens, and movable urban furniture. Casa Familiar injects them with specific cultural and economic programming, producing new interfaces with the public. For example, new community workshops, framing informal markets, and collective kitchens supporting entrepreneurship. Housing is not sustainable as units only. It needs to be plugged with economic and cultural support systems. The church, social rooms, collective kitchens, and community gardens are the small infrastructure for housing. The design of living rooms at the border is inclusive of different types of housing. Housing Type 1, young couples or single mothers with children. Housing Type 2, live, work, duplex for artists, with the exchange of rent for social services. Housing Type 3, large families with grandparents, equipped with shared kitchens to support 2 small extended families. Housing Type 4, accessory buildings as alternative housing. These small sheds become flexible spaces for extended families. For instance, Casa Familiar can subsidize a room for the gardener who collaborates with dwellers to maintain the community gardens. Or a family member who studies at the local community college can rent the studio as a living space. Or a recently married couple can rent out a studio and use the shed as an office space. The senior housing project uses the existing alleys as informal systems of pedestrian circulation and economy, activating small lots into economic and social systems. Instead of one large senior home, the senior housing project will have 13 granny flats. Units are threaded by shared kitchens, gardens, and a child care, co-managed by seniors.
The Arts and Culture Division was conceived as a cultural think tank that would amplify the neighborhood of San Isidro as a site of cultural production, while claiming this border region as a unique artistic laboratory. Since its opening, the front has enabled the production of new social and cultural relations, bringing together arts and social programming, affordable housing, and urban research at the border between San Diego and Tijuana.
Described as a dynamic example of how small-scale projects can enable marginalized communities to be leaders in new movements that put an emphasis on social capital over profitability, MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art in New York, selected Casa Familiar's award-winning living rooms at the border and the senior housing projects as one of only 12 worldwide examples that can exemplify a shift in architectural paradigms. Inspired by the award-winning MoMA show, Casa Familiar inaugurated El Salón with a smaller-scale version of the exhibit, the Momita. El Salón, a historic local icon, originally the site of the first Catholic church in San Isidro, will be the new location for a community arts and cultural center within the Living Rooms at the Border project.